J.J. Redick, officially now a Philadelphia 76er. J.J., congratulations first off, and what was it about Philadelphia that made you want to come be a Sixer?
I think first of all, just the fit on the court. I think there was a definite need for my skill set on this team. The opportunity to play for Coach Brown was really exciting to me. He's a guy that I've had a great deal of respect for the last 4 years, and really truthfully have there's certain coaches where you're like, I'd want to play for that guy, and he's always been one of those guys, and so that was a big part of it. Then the third part of it was just the opportunity to sort of grow as a leader and grow as a person, and sort of impart my experiences in this game on the younger more talented players on the Sixers roster.
Talk about that talent. They've assembled quite a collection over the last couple of years, and you mentioned the fit. Obviously, shooting skill is going to be a big part of that, but talk about the guys that they've started to assemble in Philadelphia.
Well, I think there's a lot of talent on this team, a lot of young talent, and I think for any young player, you have to sort of develop the habits and the routine that is required to win basketball games, and so my job in that regard will be to just lead by example and continue to be the pro that I've always been. And those guys are all going to be all-stars one day, and hopefully, as my career kind of winds down and they're all becoming all-stars, I'll be like, I had a small part in that.
The contract, a big number, but just 1 year. What was advantageous about that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want a one-year contract. I really was hoping that this free agency would sort of be my last contract and take me to year 14 or 15 and then sort of make a decision then if I wanted to keep playing. But none of the 3 or 4 year deals that were on the table were situations that I loved, and obviously the number was high, but this was my first choice prior to free agency in terms of a fit in basketball. And I think ultimately, like, if you're going to make any sort of choice, like you're going to want to enjoy what you're doing, and I felt really comfortable that I would have fun playing here.
I go back to the leadership aspect of this for you. Who have you taken leadership skills from, whether it's players, coaches, that you'll try to use now that you're in Philadelphia?
I think I've had unbelievable vets, to be honest with you. Early in my career in Orlando, guys like Rashard Lewis and Jameer Nelson and Pat Garrity, Keon Dooling, Hito Turkoglu, even when he was decided he wanted to work hard, he was a really good vet. He actually kept my spirits up when I wasn't playing. When I got to LA, I was actually one of the older players already, so it was a young team again. But then the other guy, of course, I have to mention Stan, because so much of who I am as a person and a player is because of my 5 years I spent with him.
Looking at the roster the way you guys have, the East down a little bit with everybody kind of moving out west this summer. Will it be disappointing? Will it be a letdown if you guys don't make the playoffs, despite not having been there in recent memory for Philly?
It will be. First of all, we have to be healthy. I think that's no secret. The guys that we need on the court, we need all of them to be healthy. But I'm coming here with the expectation that we're going to make the playoffs. I've been in the playoffs 11 out of 11 years. Some of that wasn't really my doing. Some of that was just being in the right place at the right time. But I expect that to be 12 out of 12 after this year.
J.J. Redick, another piece of the process in Philadelphia.